Welcome to the second battle of Week 1 of the FnF Oreburgh Gate Draft League preseason. I'm Lionhugs from 2 Whooper 2 Blooper, and I'll be commentating today. This battle will feature my Coronet, Noel's team, versus Gulf Coast Good Morning, Sir Roland's team. Before we get started, let's go ahead and review our attack Z privileges. Our Z privileges. So on Noel's team, Hakamo'o has attack Z privilege, and on Sir Roland's team, Coronet also has the attack privilege. So just before we go ahead and get started, some quick initial thoughts. It looks like, excuse me. It looks like this is probably going to be like a general for pretty much the entire preseason, but given the heavy presence of not fully evolved Pokemon, we can expect Eviolite on almost every single Pokemon that's not quite fully evolved. I'm wondering, for example, if Sir Roland's going to potentially go with a Shell Smash Shelter, hopefully benefiting a little bit from maybe either Focus Sash or potentially Eviolite to go ahead and get that set up. Not to mention we do have some Stealth Rocks setters on both sides. We do have Nose Pass on my Coronet, and I do believe Archon can also set up Stealth Rocks as well. I'm not entirely sure who would be the best lead for each team. My best guess would be a Nose Pass for Noel, or perhaps Mawile. I'm not entirely sure what would be the best strategy here, just to go ahead and scout out some moves on Sir Roland's side as well. We do also have Natu, who even in like the Victory Road Draft Leagues, like the main seasons or whatever, I do believe Natu has been used to good effect at least a few times, so hopefully here, where it's on a little bit more of a level playing field, it could really shine. But without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. First off, we have Tongue the Shelter setting up for Sir Roland's team versus Geometry the Nose Pass. And indeed, Tongue does go for the Shell Smash. Its attack speed and special attack are raised by 2 stages. And as expected, okay, a Focus Sash is able to keep Tongue in the game for at least one more move. However, Iron Jaw comes out, that is Noel's Mawile, lowers the attack by 1 stage, and immediately gets switched out for Grr Roar, the Torracat, shiny Torracat. Noel does respond with a Power-Up Punch. This will pretty much completely ruin Shelter's viability, and it can't ever really safely switch in. And anyway, Grr Roar does a Flare Blade, so it only does about 20% damage, despite it being a critical hit to Geometry. And Geometry doing another Volt Switch. I wasn't to mention earlier the initial thoughts. I was trying to figure out who on Noel's team could potentially be like a scout, or for some reason I was thinking Mawile. I don't know why. But that Volt Switch is coming in very handy to help set up for Noel's side. And out comes Baku the Drowsy after that U-turn switch, followed by Grr Roar. I don't know how to say that quickly. Grr Roar? The Torracat. Baku does a Protect to go ahead and scout out what move Torracat does, which it does have a Crunch. It's probably be a very good time for Baku to switch, and they do to Marshall the Hakamo'o. I'm just saying it that way. And Grr Roar uses Leech Life, doesn't really do too much damage to Marshall. However, it responds now with a Z Crystal move. Devastating Drake does 90% damage to Marshall, doing a complete 1-hit KO. The score is now back even to 5-5. Forgot to mention that Shelter did get knocked out earlier through that last Volt Switch. Once again, Geometry comes out, assuming it's going to do another Volt Switch out, as I'll Take 2, the Curlia comes out and traces Geometry's Sturdy ability. Oh, actually Geometry is comfortably setting up Stealth Rock, only takes about 27% damage from that Dazzling Gleam, and gives Curlia, I'll Take 2, gives it a Toxic that'll definitely hurt Curlia's longevity. And out comes Baku. How will Sir Roland respond? Ooh, a Destiny Bond. It's hoping to take down Baku along with it, potentially. Oh, and now a Taunt as well. I'm assuming he's probably trying to shut down any kind of Hypnosis or Sleep moves. Oh, a Reflect. So Reflect is obviously nullified due to that Taunt for the next 2 turns. I'll Take 2 taking some more damage from that Toxic, and as well setting up another Destiny Bond. Baku, however, does a Seismic Toss, only does about 47% damage. And I'll Take 2 goes down to the Toxic Poison. Very close. Unfortunately, since it was due to Toxic Poison, it does not take Baku down with it. And now comes Sparky Jr., the Luxio. And it is intimidated quite quickly by Iron Jaw, the Mawile. Critical hit Facade only does about 20% damage since it's not statused. However, the burn now goes into effect. Looks like it was holding a Flame Orb. And now comes Gur Roar, sending out another Intimidate. Iron Jaw does lose its attack by 1 stage, and here comes the first knockoff of the match. However, I believe Gur Roar had a Z Crystal earlier, so it doesn't really help. And now comes Peace, the Togetic, taking about 61% damage from that Flare Blitz, already in the 39%. Oof. Another Flare Blitz finishes off Peace, and Gur Roar also goes down. The score is now 4-3 in Noel's favor. Out comes Luxio, and once again facing that Mawile. The Intimidate does lower its attack, but since it is burned, I wonder if that Facade will do... Oh, what am I saying? Fire Fang. Fire Fang does about 49% damage even with the lowered attack. Iron Jaw removes the Flame Orb with Knockoff, and Sparky Jr. takes another 7% damage from burn. I'm assuming its last move is going to be maybe like a Flare Blitz or something? Or, sorry, another Fire Fang. See, this time Wichita, the Murkrow. It's a really cute name. Wait, isn't that a city? I'll ask Noel later. I am clearly not a geographer. Wichita does a Roost to keep it nice and healthy. A Wild Charge brings it down to 48%, but the recoil damage will take out Sparky Jr. as well. The score is now 4-2. Swirling in a tight spot. However, Rockburb, oh I love that name, Rockburb Smiley Face comes out. It could do moderate damage, it could do a lot of damage to pretty much every Pokemon, and there goes that Head Smash. And the Iapapa Berry, oh this is a familiar strategy for me personally, brings it back up to 61%. This looks like Archon could do maybe another one good Head Smash. And out comes Iron Jaw. The Intimidate factor will lower Rockburb's attack. And Noel's does switch out to Geometry immediately afterwards. Earthquake only does about 21% damage to Geometry. Geometry finally loses its Eviolites. That will make it much easier to take down, but a Volt Switch brings down Rockburb to 15% damage. And thanks to Defeatus, its attack is lowered even further. This would be a fantastic time to switch out, but it looks like Rockburb is instead going to go for knocking off, which is also very viable. It takes away Baku's Eviolite. Seismic Toss does finish it off. The score is now 3-1. However, since both Baku and Geometry have lost their Eviolites, I wonder if Good Morning can even the odds. Ooh, a Shadow Ball only does 32% damage. Baku can easily use, I was going to say a Seismic Toss, but it does have Wish. Ooh, it looks like that Wish is going to go to Iron Jaw unless Good Morning can find a way to get around it. Ooh, a Shadow Ball only does 25% damage. It does have a lowered special defense though, but it does heal 54% from that Wish. Looks like Good Morning's best move right here is to use Shadow Ball, so again, it only does about 36% damage. However, I'm assuming, yep, Iron Jaw does respond with the knockoff, does super effective damage, and completely takes out Good Morning. The score, I'm sorry, this battle is a 3-0 victory for Noel. And wow, okay, so quite clearly, this match, like pretty much most matches this league, are going to show that knockoff is pretty much essential for any battle going forward. Eviolite just kind of keeps everybody nice and healthy, especially if you have a good Wish passer like Drowsy, obviously for Noel's team. And just a lot of interesting plays going here. Torracat was able to do some nice damage to Noel's team as well with the Wild Charge, and I forgot what the other move is called, Flare Blitz, there we go. Fortunately the recoil damage was able to take it out, so yeah, sorry. And not just that, but also the chip damage set up by Stealth Rock early on by Noel's team seems to have really helped out in this match. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. This was just the second battle of Week 1 in the FnF Oreburgh Gate Draft League preseason. So look forward to more Week 1 matches coming soon. Once again, I am Linehugs from 2 Whooper 2 Blooper. Thanks, and see you later.